Hello, hello, my students. I'm Miss Tania. This is language class. Okay, remember it's very important you save this information on your computer. Okay, so make sure that everything is fine on your computer. You have enough space and save this link or the PPT presentation on your computer. Do you remember we were talking about past simple and past continuous? Yes, today we have a practice about that. Well, now we're going to check two more things. Used to and would. I'm going to start with used to. So maybe you know this before, and we use it a lot in Spanish. Obviously, it's to speak in past tense. It means actions that are already finished in the past and that you don't do anymore. Okay? But before continuing with the explanation, I want you to look at this little gift and let's read each of them. Okay, let's read them. And then I'm going to explain a little bit. But probably after this, you won't need any explanation. So here, the first one. Here, he says, I'm used to it. So in this case, he's not speaking in past, but he's talking about a situation he's related to, a situation that he knows very well, something that is very common for him. So in this case, he's using this to let you know that he knows about that he's used about that. Okay, so every time you have a situation that you live every day, something is very common for you in your life, you can say something like, I'm used to it. Now, on the right, if you read it and if you see the expression of this guy, it's like, okay, yeah, get used to it. He is already used to a situation, but in this case, this is the imperative, and they're like, okay, get used to it. It means that something happened there that was not common at that point, but apparently it's going to happen pretty often, so you better get used to it. Okay, in those cases, we're not talking about in past, but it's other way to use the expression used to. Okay? Now, what happened in the past? Here in the middle, you can read like, we used to be best buddies, and now we're not. You see, so it's something that used to be in the past, but currently it's not happening anymore. And then, well, she said, like, I wish you will tell me why. You probably recognize her from a Disney movie. Okay, so here on the left, we have other very common expression. We used to be friends. You can use it with other words like we used to be close, we used to be best friends, we used to live in the same neighborhood, or we used to study together. Okay, so he's talking about probably a friend that they are not friends anymore. You got it? And here on the right, we have this woman is asking like, remember what mom used to say? So probably her mom used to say something pretty often. And she's remembering like when she was a child or probably when she was a teenager, her mom used to say something that she remembers now. So it was something her mom said maybe every day. Okay? So I hope that is clear and we can continue with would. Now, you probably know this as a modal verb. Like, would you like something to drink? Will you come to the party? Right? That's a modal verb. But here we're going to learn how to use it in the past when you want to talk about situations similar to used to, but different in the way you use it. In both cases, you are talking about actions in the past. So, for example, these guys are singing here on this first GIF. It's a song and they say, but I will walk 5 miles. It means that in the past, they would walk 500 miles. Now, my question for you is, will they walk 500 miles in the present? No. The answer is no. Okay, let's continue with this one. What is the baby doing? It's drinking milk, right? So probably when you were a baby, you will drink milk every morning, for example. It's an action that you will do currently as a habit. Every morning you will drink milk. You see? It's an action, a habit that you did in the past pretty often. And the way you can talk about that is using would. On the right, on the top, we have this little girl riding a bike. Do you remember when you were a child, you would do this, something like this every day, right? You will ride your bike, or maybe you will wear your skates, your roller skates, and you will try to improve every day. Well, that's what she's trying to do here in the gift. But I want you to remember in the past, when talking about habits, things that you did pretty often, like every day, every morning, etc. So in this case, you will say something like, oh, when I was a child, I will ride my bike every morning till I do it right. Got it? Okay, and probably here this is pretty often if you have a brother or a sister. Did you ever fight with your brother or sister? Usually when we are young, it's something that happens in our house, right? Like you have a fight with your brother or sister. So, but you don't have them anymore because you're grown people now. So you can say something like when you were a child, you would fight with your brother, for example. You would, like every day I will fight with my brother. Or something like every time we played baseball, we will have a fight. Okay, like a habit, like something that you do currently. Or I mean, you did currently, but not anymore. In both cases, using would and using used to, in both cases, you can speak in the past. That's it so far. In case you didn't get clear with my explanation, I'm going to present this video that is going to explain maybe better than I did. I don't think so, but maybe. Okay, so pay attention to this. Take notes. Remember, you can have a folder or a notebook where you can take your own notes. Okay, and let's listen. Okay, here we go.
Hi, welcome back to another Gateway Flipped Classroom video. Do you remember reading about a young man called Sebastian Smith? He had a dream job testing water slides around the world. It's interesting because when he was a boy, he didn't used to go on water slides. There used to be a water slide close to his home. He would beg his mother to take him. But then one day, the water park closed before he ever got the chance to go there. Anyway, it didn't matter in the end because he won the final and got his dream job evaluating water slides. All of those sentences were talking about the past. Some of them were describing past habits. We can use used to do this. For example, we said, there used to be a water slide close to his home, and he didn't used to go on water slides. You can see that we use used to for both past states and situations, as in the first example, and we can use it for past actions, as in the second. Apart from used to, we can also use would for habitual actions in the past. So we can say, he would beg his mother to take him. However, we can't use would for states and situations. So we can't say there would be a water slide close to his home. And we don't usually use the negative form of would to talk about habitual actions in the past. So we say, he didn't used to go on water slides, not he wouldn't go on water slides. Some of our original sentences were in the past simple. That's because they described single events in the past, things that happened just once. The water park closed. He won the final and got his dream job. Notice also that when we talk about the past and give a period of time when an activity happened and finished, we use the past simple, not used to or would. So we say, he did the job for 6 months, not he used to do the job for 6 months, or he would do the job for 6 months. It's funny, but I suppose everybody's dream job is different. I always wanted to be a teacher, even when I was young. For me, being a teacher is a dream job because it's inspiring to work with young people and feel that you're helping them to prepare for the future, helping to create a better world. However, when you have to correct 100 exams by tomorrow morning, it can seem like a nightmare job too. Ask your teacher about it.
That's
Thanks for watching and see you soon.
Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that video too. I recommend you to pause the video as many times as you need, so you can understand better, take notes, and make sure you understood the whole information, and you can use it in next class when we will probably have a practice. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you learned something new or that you remember something that you already knew. I'm very happy to be your teacher. Have a wonderful day and see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.